to be productive.
Yeah.
So, here, I'm gonna make sure. Dun, 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 dun. So we are close to being live. Let's see. I think we are live. There we go. We are live, folks.
Yay.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Really excited about this training today. Here, I'm going to get the recording on this going as well. There we go. We're recording everywhere. So I'm excited, Neela, for us to do this interview today. It's going to be a quick one. We're packing a lot in. But just as we get started, just kind of share with people a little bit of who you are and the work you do before we get started. And then we're going to dive into a lot of the details of how you're building your business and what that's all looking like. So introduce yourself and let's, yeah, go from there.
All right. Yeah. No, my name is Neela. I am an FDN, so I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and specializing more on the gut health niche. And I started seeing clients. Actually, had no clients before CCI. Got my first one in March. I joined in February. Got my first client in March, and now here we are.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I'm excited to share with people because obviously you've been seeing some really, really great results.
Yeah.
Before we dive into like we've had a lot of questions that we want to answer. I actually today I wanted to start with the proof before we get into the answers because I feel like in the online space anyone can be like, like, hey, do these things, but there's no proof backing it up necessarily. So
Hmm.
if you don't mind sharing with people, take them through kind of the first 5, 6 months in the CCI program of some of the results you've seen,
Oh
just so
yeah.
that when answering these questions, people are like, well, this is actually coming off of real results, if that makes sense.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I would say like the first 2 months of being in CCI was like the slower side of things because I was really just implementing all the strategies. The learning curve was very vast for me. I really didn't have any business skills, so I had to like start learning how to think like a businesswoman. But then also just like get the strategies that I'm doing on social media like in place. And then
Mm.
late March is really when I got my first clients, couple clients, and then April was kind of like my first explosive month. That was like I think it might have been like 12K, which I thought was absolutely wild. I thought it was going to take me like a year to get like 10K months, no doubt.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like from April and then May was like a little bit slower because why was it slower? I think I was just having some issues on social media that were like preventing me from being able to really talk to people. Like I just really needed to refine those skills that I
For
was learning
sure.
in CCI. And then something clicked, just it was like a combination of messaging and my sales calls. And I got some like real-time feedback on my sales calls that I was actually like able to put into place like later that day. And I feel
Yeah.
like that just, whatever happened that day clicked. And ever
Yeah.
since then, I've just been really like June and July have been insane, like completely exceeded my expectations.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
And you've just been crushing it, right? Like just
Yeah.
absolutely crushing it. And so we obviously there's been a lot of questions that have popped up in like the meantime about like people being like, okay, what's working well for you?
Mhm.
And so what I wanted to go through today is we have a bunch of questions here because
Cool.
you're working a full-time job and there's been
Yeah.
a lot of people having different questions. So the first question is how many hours per week are you devoting to your business? Because you are
Yeah.
obviously building it up to a full-time income with a busy job. Like you're not a person that has all the time in the world. So how many hours per week are you kind of devoting to now being able to hit, I mean, $20,000 months?
Yeah, yeah. Like the last 2 months have definitely been $20,000 months, which with that comes a lot of extra workload. But I will say in the beginning, like the 10 hours that they recommend is like very feasible. For me, it was easy. Like I worked my 9 to 5. I mean, it's really like 8 to 4, 4:30, whatever. And
Right.
then I spend like an hour or two each evening working on CCI stuff. And then I do have like weekends where I don't have a ton going on. Like I would spend more time working on CCI on the weekends. So 10 hours was really all I needed to get started, but I will say now that I have 25 clients, um, yeah, like that's definitely made it a little bit harder. I'm definitely spending more than 10 hours. I will say I'm at a point to where I'm working pretty late hours, a lot on the weekends. I do take Sundays off. Like I have tried to maintain that for a good while. But I'm at the point to where I really do feel comfortable leaving my job. And so that's really my next step. And I just am so excited to have all that extra time back to devote on just getting more balance in my life, but also growing in CCI or just growing my business through CCI, sorry. So I am spending a lot more time now, but it's because I'm fulfilling for like fulfillment, right? I'm devoting time to my clients. I feel like I'm still putting in the 10 hours with the CCI strategies, but the extra time I'm putting in is like for my clients. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And that's just so important. I always tell people as you're getting to the place of quitting your job, it comes to this point of where you are incredibly busy,
Yeah.
but also you're still making your money from your job and you're making good money in your business. So it's
Yeah.
like the bank account's looking good, but like time is not. And there's usually, I often tell people there's usually 2 to 3 months where it's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
busy. And it's the intern sacrifice to get to the long-term gain, right?
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
you're seeing right here. We have a couple like really small questions here.
Sure.
Um, do you need a website in place to start working with CC?
No, and I do have a website in place, but it's because my sister does that for like she's very skilled at web designing, so it was easy. I didn't spend any extra money, but I would say like if you're trying to figure out where to allocate your funds like 100% like with a business coach, you do not need a website. I would say like no, like maybe two people have been like, "Oh, I really like your website." Like nobody's looking at that. People are looking at your Instagram, your posts, they're connecting with you. They want to get to know you as a person and not just what your website says. So it is 100% not necessary to have a website starting.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. Another good question is how have you changed your mindset around sounding salesy on social media? Because I mean, so many people
Gosh.
are a lot of people believe that either I have to be salesy and get clients, or I am not salesy and I get zero clients. I think it's a binary choice, right?
100%.
So, what has been your experience? Because, I mean, to me, you don't really come across as a very salesy person, but you're making a lot of sales. So, what do you feel like has been working well for you?
I love this question actually. So, um, for me, okay, so this whole thing, like starting a business, being like, as a health coach, like I didn't have any business experience. Like there was so much mindset work that really I had to do just from day one. And I really attribute that to my coach. She's just been super amazing with giving me strategies and reassurance and all the things like that. And I love that you guys have the mindset calls every month. Like, absolutely my
Yeah,
favorite calls that we have. I think that that's such a big part of having a business and growing at this quick rate. And what I will say is that I had to change my mindset around sounding salesy versus being like, I'm just really want to connect with people. Like, I'm building this community on Instagram and I want to know them. I want to feel close to this community. I don't want to feel like I'm just talking into like a sea of nothing, right? Like, I want to know who I'm talking to. I love getting to know people and I love nurturing them and I love helping. Like, I'm going to still give out free advice and free value to my followers. And that's my way of connecting. And I call it connecting versus selling. I hope that makes sense. But
100%.
that's really how I've changed my mindset around all of that.
Sure. It's important, and I often tell people it's the difference between either some people think that you have to make people like basically buy something instead of helping them figure out what's best for themselves.
Hmm.
And if you do sales the right way, you're just helping people make the best decision for themselves.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, if you're getting the right people on calls, they are the right people for your program, right?
100%. Yeah. I've even had few people who like didn't sign up for my program who have kept in touch with me and either signed up later or have found resolution through another idea that I threw at them and I was able to help them get there. Like I had one girl who like didn't sign up, but she like went to her doctor because of something I said, and she actually got like a very good diagnosis. And like I was able to help her figure that out. Like that was really rewarding just in itself. So not every person you're talking to and connecting to is like you're selling or is gonna be a sale, but just to build that community and to have somebody come back and feel like they can trust me to like share that
Yeah,
information is like really powerful too.
100%. I love that. And I mean, really building any type of coaching business should be all about helping people.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's helping them get out of their own way, and sometimes it's
Yeah.
helping them through giving them a little bit of tough love that like, hey, like, do you seem like you like feel like you keep repeating this cycle every couple months? Like
Right.
sometimes you have to help them with that, but it's still helping them, right?
100%. Yeah.
Um, a couple other questions. Do you need to have your systems or portal in place, like Practice Better or whatever, before starting CCI?
Mm-mm, not at all. I had nothing. I think I like joined Practice Better in February, started CCI at the
That's
same
fine.
time. And I
Yeah,
was just like building as I went, which I know sounds really stressful, but I also didn't really know what I needed to have built, right? Like I hadn't had any clients. So I needed like something to go off of. Like, was it perfect in the beginning? No, but I learned like what I needed to have in place. And then like there are, I mean, I can only speak to Practice Better, but there's so many online tutorials for Practice Better. ChatGPT helped me really set up Practice Better. Like there are people that like shared their assessments with me. Like there are ways to set this up in like a timely manner. And
yeah.
honestly, that was just part of the 10 hours a week that I was putting into my business in the beginning was like working on stuff like that too. So absolutely you don't need to have it in place.
Yeah.
Um, my coach in CCI, Cassie, she's always like messy action, talking about messy action and how it's just like, just do it already. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
100%. Well, we see so many people, they put together this beautiful program, all this automation, da 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 da. They
hmm
start to get clients and they realize that 50% of it, 70% of it, these clients don't even want, they never even
100%.
use. And so
Yes.
it's kind of you think, okay, I'm going to build a foundation of the house, and then I'm going to work with like a mentor to help me get clients and like build the house. But oftentimes, if you set the foundation the wrong way, you have to redo the entire thing anyways,
Yeah.
which I just find is like, I mean, there's so many people that have come into our program where we just like take that away, don't need that, don't need that. And it's just wasted time, which I mean, life is short. We don't got really time to
Yeah.
waste as much.
100%. I will also say that I'm 25 clients in. I just signed my 25th client. She paid while we're on the call. And I still don't have modules, guys. Like, I don't have modules, FDN
No,
modules. Like, I know it's like a thing. I obviously plan to do that, and that's just going to be one of the things I tackle when I have more time, but I still don't do that, and I'm still very successful, and I
yeah,
think you don't need it. Yeah.
100%, 100%. It's I've talked about this many times. There's necessities in business and optimizations,
hmm
right? Optimizations, they're nice to have. They're kind of like if I wanted to take like a multivitamin every single day, right? That's
hmm
websites or having your like program automated and set up nicely.
Right.
Food and water, that's like the necessities.
The
That's like
necessity.
where it's like you need clients, you need revenue, or else you're going to be out of business, which doesn't help anybody.
hmm
So important. Couple more quick questions here. Is our program based on ads? That's a great question. I mean, a lot of people have asked the same question.
Yeah. No, it is not. You don't have to utilize ads. Ads weren't always around, guys. Like they're very new. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure like CCI wasn't using ads a year or two ago, like in the way they are now, in which you can totally correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's just like my speculation. But um the strategies that they have outside of the ads work really well, and that's what I use. If you want to use ads or boosted posts is kind of what we call it, that's just a way for you to get to your goal a little bit quicker. It is, I think for me, I can say it sped up the process. I was getting a good like influx of new followers coming in that I could connect with.
Yeah.
So, that's my take on the boosted post thing. And honestly, the ROIs right now are just like insane. Like, am I allowed to share like numbers of what I spend and stuff?
100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
like, and when I
Let's see.
first started, I was only spending $5 a day, so that equaled to like I think 150 a month, and like that first month was my first 12K month. So I'm spending $150 to get $12,000 of revenue. Now I spend $10 a day, which is about $300 a month, if I'm doing the math
Yeah.
correctly ish, and I have had two 20K months in a row. So,
It's
I mean,
crazy,
it's
which
insane.
is
It
crazy.
pays for itself. Yeah.
There's so many people who try to do ads who are happy with a 5x return. Like, let's say, spend $100 to make $500,
Yeah.
where you're getting, I mean, it's crazy, 700%. Like, it's, anyways, just crazy
Yeah.
returns. And yes,
And
you're, go for it.
oh wait, I was just gonna say one more thing that like the way there's a strategy around boosted ads. Like I would have never known how to boost an ad the way that I do right now. You cannot just boost like a random post and just think like, oh, this is going to help me bring in followers. I think that that's another misconception that I've heard, and I'm just like, they taught me exactly what to do. There's like a whole module that we have to take on boosted ads and how to do it. And that's, I think, also what made it successful. So just, yeah, like, yeah, it's a boosted ad, but like CCI is, it's still the part of that strategy that y'all provide.
Yeah, it's a couple different things. So number one is kind of like if I were to tell you, hey, here's all the tools to build a house, go build a house.
Hmm.
You'd be like, no, I can't build the house, even though you have all of the tools in the tool trailer or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. A lot of people here, like we use boosted posts or we use freebies and value pieces, and they're like, oh, I can do that on my own. And then they go try to do it on their own, but because they haven't been taught how to use the tools or when they should use the tools, or that they shouldn't be using a screwdriver to hammer something in, like they're like using the tools in the wrong way. They're like, they try it and they're like, oh, it doesn't work. I can't build a house. But it's like, no, no, no. You just need someone to show you how to use the tools for you, for your building of the house, building of the business, right? The tools aren't the issue. It's how you're using them, right?
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right that a lot of clients of ours still don't even use boosted posts or ads.
Hmm.
I mean, frankly, I'm working with one of our clients in our scale program, Eric. He's at $93,000 for July. He's not spending a single dollar on ads.
Wow, that's
It's
wild.
all organic, right?
Yeah.
We have other FTNs that are doing 10K, even 20K a month with
Mhm.
no ads. But like you said, it does help speed up the process for a lot of people. And it's a great thing right now. Frankly, in a couple of years from now, it might
It
be
probably won't
different.
work. Yeah.
Why we stay on top of things so that all of our clients don't have to stay on top of things. We will make sure that we have all the cutting edge stuff for you
Yeah.
folks. Folks, by the way, if you're on here, if you got other questions, feel free to comment them down below, whether you're on the Zoom or you're on the Facebook. Also, if you're watching this after the fact, you can obviously comment down below your questions there as well. We got a couple more minutes here. Let's say, what is CCI? Question. So CCI is Coaches Creating Impact. It's the business that my wife Terry and I run together. So CCI is the business that we run that's helping people like Neela, like our clients, get growth in their business. So let's see, what other questions do we have? Can we help if people want to make local connections, or is it solely based online? That's a question because we've heard
Yeah.
quite a few FDNs have tried in-person networking or different things like that. So, I mean, that's a good question.
I think it's great. Yeah, 100%. When I first, like I said, I had zero clients when I first started. So we tackled all areas, like avenues when I came in.
Yeah.
I had expressed interest like that there was like a local gym nearby that I wanted to like kind of, they were like holistic based. And so I told Cassie and we immediately set up a plan, an email to like the owner. I have like a partnership with him. And so he'll refer clients to me. Obviously, I'm not getting as many clients from him as I'm getting from social media, but I love having the logo connection. And hopefully, like when I again have more time, I would love to do just like in-person workshops and things like that, and kind of drum up some more local business. So yes, 100% like they will help you do both for sure.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. We can help with both. We definitely focus on the social media more
Mhm.
because, especially for people who aren't full-time yet, who have a job, in person, the hours that it takes is like online, you can do so much more. You post a piece of content, you boost a post, you get thousands of views. You spend 2 to 3 hours at an in-person event, 10, 20 people, right? The difference of exposure is just so, so great, which is why online is just a great way to do it. We have a question from a Doreen. She says, I wish I saw your webinar 2 months ago. I get that. I feel. How long has Neela been an FDN? That's a great question.
That's a great question. I graduated in October, or I guess technically it was like October 31st, so we can round up to November. And then I didn't really do much from November. From November, December, I was like thinking I needed to get a website up and running. I started like my social media account. I literally only had 200 followers when I joined CCI, and like I launched my program in January. It was crickets. I was like, okay, I feel like I do have basic social media knowledge. Like, why isn't this growing? And then I realized really quickly I had no idea what I was doing. And I could probably figure it out and it could take me 3 years, or I could hire somebody to help me and like quit my job and do this full time. And so I took the plunge. I tell everybody I had like literally no money, extra money to spend. I financed it, which was a really risky and scary decision, but it also motivated me to like succeed even more, if that makes sense. And so I literally paid off CCI by April, which was like 2 months in, and it was the best decision ever. So, um, what was the question? I totally forgot the question.
No, they were just asking how long you've been in FDN.
Yeah,
So
okay, perfect. So
probably
November.
November started to build the business.
But my first
February.
client didn't come till March. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
A
Fair enough.
couple of
That's
months,
great. So
literally.
yeah, like eight-ish, yeah, 8 months since you graduated. Which is fantastic. People were asking about why did you decide to finance CCI, which you kind of already
Oh,
answered.
yeah.
Then we got two more questions and we got 2 more minutes here. So let's just
Okay,
we'll keep
let's
going
go.
through this. But folks, if you have any other questions, please do throw them down below. How do you give out your value pieces? Do you use like an email list or a system? What do you do at this point?
I don't have an email list yet, but I do give out value pieces to anyone who does follow my page. And so
Hmm.
that's how I kind of start a conversation in the DMs and figure out what they're struggling with. And then if it's something that I feel like I could be helpful for, I will go ahead and like offer I do free discovery calls. And so that's sort of where I offer and then get them on a call. So I don't have an email. I don't like send out emails. Again, that's probably going to be something I maybe expand on when I have more time and have,
Yeah,
yeah, but not right now.
yeah, it's a good again, good optimization for people. Good optimization, not a necessity. Okay, that is basically all the questions we had. I mean, we did have some people were asking how much is it to work with CCI, but folks, you're going to have to jump on a call with our team to hear about our different options. I will say this though, our prices are going up August 1st. And this is not a sales tactic, it's just legitimately our prices are going up August 1st. So if you've been wanting to hear about CCI, jumping on a call now with our team would be a really, really good fit. If you want that, you can feel free to message us. We are like out of time for today, but Neela, thank you for
Thank
pounding through these
you.
questions and taking your time here. I know you're so busy. I mean, your second 20K month,
Yeah,
you're
it's
working
crazy.
your job, you're planning out a bit of a wedding.
Planning a
You have a
wedding.
lot
Yes.
going on. Anyways, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you taking the time to
Yeah.
explain all this. I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people just even start to visualize how they can grow their business.
Yeah.
Uh, so, folks, if you have any other questions, like I said, we do need to jump off. You can send us a personal message. And other than that, yeah, have a great rest of your Friday. Again, Neela, thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
rushing it, have a great rest of your month. Okay?
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye for now, folks. We'll chat soon.